Okay, firstly, I think we said this art here looks fucking fantastic. Um, and secondly, I did just record my reactions. I'm very hyped for this, but we're just going to analyze the trailer itself, just get all the information you need, and discuss a few things. What this means for the DLC. Yeah, the audio.
A brand new course is racing into wave 5
So
of the
that was the
Mario Kart
music
8
for this track.
Deluxe Booster
Obviously,
Course
like
Pass
gliders and
DLC.
sections.
Introducing Squeaky Clean Sprint.
Um,
More
and all stuff.
characters are also
And I
being
presume the off-road is that so. That looks like off-road cars. And you also have half-pipe in the background, I think it gets used or something. But this looks insane. Of course, Wiggler has returned. Wiggler on the Wiggler bike. And yes, he does turn red and get pissed when he gets hit with anything. What a great surprise. The predictions were... Of course we had Birdo, but then Diddy Kong, Funky Kong... P Piranha, of course, because Piranha from Clove. And we'll get to P Piranha, how he's kind of weird to have him here right now. And then Kamek and Pauline, if they were doing tour characters. We got Kamek here. I feel like Pauline's so popular that we must get Pauline. But here's the thing, with Wiggler here, I'm so happy Wiggler is here because I really wanted a Wiggler. Absolutely wanted a Wiggler. I am so happy to have Wiggler. But this does raise a question. Now, I think Diddy Kong is 100% still in because he is the one character who has appeared in more than one mainline Mario Kart game, of course being Double Dash and Wii, and he's the one who's been in 2 games who is not in 8 Deluxe's roster. He needs to return. Funky Kong, however, do you need 2 Kongs? That's the thing. I think Funky Kong now actually isn't guaranteed. I think it's Funky or Pauline. I'm still leaning towards Funky Kong, which is kind of insane because, of course, Pauline's become so popular in recent times. So I'm not sure. Maybe they do want that variety, but also, so on one hand, you're looking at the fact that there's only 2 characters for Wave 6. They're dropping 3 in Wave 5, surprisingly, which I'm all for. That's cool. But of course, there are rumors of the Mob DK track leak for one of these new tracks. This could very well be a Donkey Kong track to go alongside it. You'd want the Kongs, you'd want Funky and Diddy. And that could very well be what we get. Or they want to vary it, and because keep in mind, this wave here, there is no cohesion with the character picks. And that's probably why they chose to have 3 here, because they have no pattern for this one. And it was that kind of support the fact that they've done 3 here, but they're going to do 2 for Wave 6 because it ties into a track, or it means they don't care about any pattern. Birdo just happened to be conveniently tied into the Yoshi's Island track. I mean, technically Birdo isn't even involved in Yoshi's Island at all. It's just, of course, her character's associated with Yoshi. So you could argue that's not even themed. So that can mean we get Diddy and Pauline. Or we could just get someone entirely different. I think Diddy Kong's a must. And I think Nintendo definitely know this. But I am curious who takes place. Now, me personally, I would probably have Funky Kong. Pauline's has gotten so naturally popular in recent times that she will get in Mario Kart eventually. But Funky Kong is just so popular, and he was in a past game. Not like a past main game. Kamek, it makes sense. Kamek 100% deserves this. It is about time, because of course, the fact he was meant to be in the N64 game, he got replaced. He was meant to be in Base 8, he was replaced somehow. And now he finally gets to be in since 1996, he was planning to be in Mario Kart 64. So 100% Kamek should be in this game, and here he is. He shows up right here. And of course, it confirms the potential tour characters. So yeah, Pauline is definitely still on the table. Funky Kong is still on the table, very popular. But at the end of the day, Funky Kong is a really obscure pick. And not obscure for like the Donkey Kong franchise, but the fact that he made it to a Mario Kart game is very wild, because there's a lot more Kongs who are more notable than him. Dixie Kong, for example. Cranky Kong, who was just in the movie. Now, Dixie's in 4. Now, if they were to have multiple Kongs, of course there's only 2 slots left anyway, I think they just go Diddy and Funky. Just because Funky Kong is iconic with Mario Kart Wii, and not because, well, Dixie Kong is the more well-known character. Which, although at this point, Funky Kong is probably more well-known just for being in the Wii game. So it really comes down to they want a variety, because I know Diddy Kong is going to be in the game. If he's not, that is insane. But for me, I personally don't mind, because we've got Wiggler and Kamek here, and those are the last 2 I was clamoring for. And I am shocked to get Wiggler. I'm so happy. And of course, Kamek just deserved it. Another character who's cut from game that we know of. There's a lot more that we can speculate on, like Professor Egad all the way back in DS, but he hasn't even debuted yet in Tour. But another one is the Hammer Bros. They were cut from Wii, and also you had the potential to have ults for the Hammer Bros. I think Hammer Bros would also be a good pick. I don't think they can have a bad pick to go alongside Diddy Kong. They need Diddy Kong in, but that's the only necessity they need, really. I don't think Funky Kong is a must-have, you know. I know he's actually really popular, but at the end of the day, he is just another, like, random out there, one-time only appearance. Like what Wiggler was, though. So, I think there's a place for basically anyone here. And again, I still think Funky and Poin are more likely, but one's got to go. We can't have all of them with Wiggler showing up now. So I'm very interested in what's going to happen with the characters now, because now I'm completely unsure. I thought we'd figured it out with Kamek, Pauline, Funky, Diddy, and Petey. Petey, the only reason we thought he'd be here is because Piranha Plant Cove, and here he is, not even with Piranha Plant Cove for this new track, which, raise the question, is Piranha Plant Cove in this wave then, because Petey's here, or is it safe for another wave? Because keep in mind that there's like 3 new tracks for wave 6. Maybe they want to have half and half, 2 in this wave. So maybe it's not just the bathroom track we get Piranha Plant Cove, but they just want to only focus on one here, because they have the characters to back it up. So I don't know. This could definitely throw a wrench in like how they order the remaining tracks. I think we're in for some surprises. I think the bathroom track was a surprise. Of course, it's been leaked for a while. We were expecting some sort of bathroom track, and it looks fantastic. You see my expectations. I couldn't even imagine it, especially after all just the images people post, like all the memes, where it's just a regular bathroom. It's just a regular bathtub. I feel like this is the next Mario Kart Nitro track. But it looks so good. I mean, look at all the background here. I mean, you see the bloopers here. It's such a charming course. Like, everything looks like new assets as well. But yeah, keep in mind here, Kamek's is on the City Tripper bike. This suggests to me that we're not getting new vehicle parts, because I think an obvious one, if they were going to add more carts, was Kamek's broom. His whole set, and of course they're not here, which is a shame, but they really didn't need to, considering how many carts we do have. It's just weird how we don't have any, like, well, we do have a few, but we don't have many, like, nostalgia carts and stuff, which, again, I don't think is necessary, especially when a lot of them do, like, change colors to match characters and whatnot. Like, you have that good customization there, but yeah, it is interesting. Again, they could still surprise us. I mean, we weren't expecting characters anyway, which is why I bring up the potential of car parts, because that's something some people were kind of expecting, which I feel we would have seen it by now if we were company, but Wave 6 could give us some surprises. And oh, look at the background. It's like a 2D Mario level, I assume, judging by the clouds there. Of course, the stars in the shower curtain. There is so much attention to detail here. I know it's a trailer analysis, but I mean, there's also more of a discussion and what this means to the DLC. And also at the end here, they do specify it's coming this summer. Eventually. Yeah. Which that was expected. So there's no specific release date, but it is coming soon. Again, I think even next month, although there'll probably be a decent gap before we get a trailer. I don't think it's actually going to be anytime soon, since we got this partial trailer. Some people were expecting a full reveal trailer. I wasn't. And this is still exceeding my expectations because it showed off 3 characters. But yeah, I would expect a trailer next month. Now, I don't know if this is early, leading into a July release, or late, like how they did with Wave 2 and August release. I don't know. Now, because keep in mind, March was Wave 1. August was Wave 2. There was a big gap. People were like fucking complaining how they're waiting so long. I don't think the wait is that bad between that gap, but it's going to feel like that again because of how quickly we got Wave 4 after Wave 3. It's been over 100 days. Like, the gap between waves for the past 2 at least has been like a little over that. So yeah, I think it's an early August release at the latest. But considering we got a trailer here, that's not the full one obviously. It's just me that is going to be a bit later than I thought. So yeah, that's basically all the information to take away. Of course, there's a lot of stuff to consider. Unguaranteed stuff, but I mean, just look at. I can just scroll to any point in this video, and you could just see so many details. Look at that bar of soap. It has like the flower, the fire flower on it. There's like so much going on here. It is phenomenal. I mean, yeah, like you glide over a toilet here, and there's like the bath section. Like this track is crazy. Like, this is a massive surprise. And I think this is definitely going to be a really cool themed track, and I know years to come, this is going to be a fan favourite track for sure. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Very excited for Wave 5. It could be the best one. I mean, we say that every time, but I with how surprised I was to see this great looking track and 3 new characters, like, I don't think it's going to be topped by Wave 6. It's not if it's the past waves. I mean, I love all the waves. This is the greatest DLC of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, super happy. And I'll, of course, post videos when there's more news, which I'm sure will be sometime next month. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.